A lot of folks asking the wrong questions. When you get the answers, those gonna be the wrong lessons. Like where the rap superstars? I got an objection. Death to the superstars, the only natural progression. That singular size you chase only make corporate pensions. Think if one's reach ain't as wide, we all less than. How many celebs bend and folded in the light before we realize big isn't best? Then that's what I'm questioning. How can we lose what came from streets when it returns to it? Means you're no longer part of the we that really yearns for it. Everybody teaching these days, nobody learning shit. I just sit perpetually amazed at how absurd it gets. Yeah, but I ain't better. But I ain't better, no. But I ain't better. Yeah, but I ain't better. What is underrated when I answer to my own taste? Listening to suggestions of past that I won't take. Everyone always thinks they the one that's gonna convince you. They never gonna believe you really acting out of principle. Cause they can only see you through the lens that they live through. And they trade in their humanity for a digital life. But I'll be humble and this bitch polite. Cause it's a thin line between honest and resentful spite. The breeze blows them in and out and I'll be here for years. Wind resistance will never been a problem to cheer for peers. But the sounds I'm surrounded by got me feeling like ain't no one else in my atmosphere got that clear. But I ain't better. But I ain't better, no. But I ain't better. I ain't better. Feeling like the end is near. Sip of water, feel like Everclear. Future isn't ever clear. All I see in present's fear. Only passion burning is the fire in the hemisphere. Have you even asked yourself what you're willing to do? Or if who you consider the illest is true? Holding others to the standards we make for ourselves. Cause if we raise them, we'd have to live by them too. False notions of fairness. Lost, hopeless, and careless. My thoughts stroking the canvas, blend commerce to get up. I make ads for the vantage. That's the game, brother. But if they ever say that I fell off, then that's when you know I made it out the traffic somewhere off the grid. And I done made my great escape, brother. I just want to put in as much as I take from it. Working off a vague budget, fuck it. The bigger picture more natural, they ain't luxury. The truth is in the shadows. If it all burned down, you ain't gonna care what the turnout was to your latest self-esteem party on the timeline. Self-service getting turned down. Oh, mirror is vast as space. Fuck who I appease, proud of who I aggravate. If you had a missile and they had us cornered, would you aim it at the state or would you make the I'm passive face? I take greed captive when I captivate. Natural hunger, bitch, my passion ain't. What I'm saying is that that's innate. But if you look deep inside, you can have a plate. I feel like the end is near. Shit to prove, FaceTime minimal, FaceTime interviews, fake grind, hidden use, worn out, dynasty, fake drives in the new, wait, lie, hitting snooze, chase, die, written rules, they try, it's a rules, red state, hate, or them let by, rhythm blues, left mind, critical, try and be righteous though, any color on the page, they gon' power snow, feel the ice below, dreaming of a better, we'll settle for whatever. What's behind door number 0? Think we bout to pull the lever. We bout to pull the lever. We bout to pull the lever. When you give a mouse hope for the cheddar, you think it ain't worth the risk to escape. On the day it is as bad as they say, will we even have the eyes to realize the decay?
Once again, people, we're back. And we're coming live from the end of the world, as it were. Latest on our boy? Sometimes to see is to feel. And well, to feel is to hurt. Our boy has been fighting. But at this current pace, the inside word is that the odds are against him. Looks like a tipping point if you ask me. Stay tuned, people. Stay tuned.
What's going on? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at. Woke up 30 minutes ago, as usual, but we're here. Prerequisite, it's probably going to be pretty short today. Just going over the upside price action. I started my intermittent fasting today. I have a partner this time around, so hopefully they can keep me in check. I'm doing 4-hour eating window for the first 2 weeks. So this week, next Monday through next week, and then on the following Monday, I'm switching to a 6-hour eating window, and then continuing from there until we see what happens. But how you guys doing? Let's go and switch it over. Jump right into it. So, I followed through with the plan that we've been talking about. Nothing changed. From Friday, Thursday, that region. Is it just my chart not loading enough here? What the hell's going on with my chart? One second, technical difficulties. I don't know what's going on. What's going on with the chart? Okay, there we go. All right, so we've been talking about this setup for pretty much the last week or so. We had a peak at about 31,436. Downtrend put in a low at 28,614. We had a B wave up to this. Now we did not put in a higher high over here like we did on Ethereum, so I'm just gonna kind of throw that in the middle there. And then we had a new lower low at 27,949. All right, so if the market was to recover back above 28,632, which is also the generalized area for the local low of the last major macro downtrend, I was suspecting upside, and it came in. All right, so I did not take this trade in particular. I'm still holding my long from down here at about 27,731 from this previous ABC on the initial downtrend. But that option was available. It definitely was available. All right, so Ethereum, same ordeal. Now, I know Ethereum was tricky. I don't, deny that. All right, because if you were looking at the USD chart versus the USDT chart, it probably threw you for a loop. You didn't know what to do. I get that. All right, I went with the USDT chart, which had a local low of about 1781. We put in a lower low down here, and once we came back above, I took my long. All right, now I will preference this by saying that I did give an update on the Discord saying that I was going to utilize a little bit different of a strategy with this because of the volatility, and I'm glad that I did so. All right, right here when I got entered, instead of a 1% stop loss, I did use a 1.75% stop loss. All right, which did save me about 2 stops. All right, so right now we are in Ethereum, Bitcoin, Litecoin, and KDA. All those entries are pretty much gone. All right, so I know probably gonna get some questions. How do I get in? You missed it. All right, you gotta be vigilant even when I'm not here. That's the whole purpose. This whole purpose of this. All right, LTC, the reason why I entered this was we had a peak at about 74.24. We put in a new low at 64.74. A new high at 74.07, so a lower high that created an AB. We waited for the C wave to come back down right here. 64.60 was the entry. All right, so I am long from 64.60, and I'm sure there's gonna be the profit taking question of when do I take my profits. I don't know yet. All right. The market's telling me to be bullish. It's not telling me to be bearish yet. All right. In terms of anticipating the future, as of right now, all right, if we do happen to put in a higher high at 31,423, that would create a new ABC structure that is larger than the last one that we just took. All right. Now, my bias is still towards the long side because of the macro local lows that we're sitting on. But I will take these hedge shorts once we put in a higher high, or if we do it all. All right. Until then, I'm just sitting on the sidelines, letting my trades do what they do. All right. There's no, purpose in taking profit right now when the market's not telling us to be bearish at all. All right. So, like I said, if we do happen to put in these larger ABC structures, I'll take the hedges, I'll short them back down, but I'm going to continue holding my longs. All right, because we're only a couple steps away from getting back about 33K on BTC, 2150 on Ethereum. And let's see, we do have to get quite a bit higher on LTC. We got to get back up to $91, but we'll see what happens. All right. And then for KDA, same ordeal. We had a peak, a trough, a peak, a trough, creating an ABC formation with an entry at about $2.16. All right, my entry is $2.16.5. All right, so let me go ahead and mark that out for you. Now, KDA is a little bit of a different ordeal. Like, if we do see a major pump come on KDA, I probably will be taking profits at some point in the future, just because the R&R is so high. So, probably shooting for about $4 again. We will have an upcoming ABC in the future if we do happen to put in a higher high than $3.50. I'll probably be taking that short as well. But we got to see what happens, because if Bitcoin can recover 33K, I don't know if I will still take profits on KD. I'll probably just hold it at that point. But that one's a to be determined. Everything else, I trust the process. KDA, tad bit of a different story, just because there's a lot more profit to be had to add to the portfolio. The account is currently sitting at $6,467. See how crazy this is, guys? Like, this is not for the faint of heart. If you can't lose $1,000 in a couple days and then make it back, all right? Now, I'm not saying that all this profit here is exactly, we're up $1,111 in unrealized profit loss. We were down to 5,200. All right, so that's what Inverse Perpetual can do for you if you let it. So we're almost back up to $7,000. That's kind of where I want to be. That's where we left off before we started to see the pullback. And then it's progress from there. Got someone weed eating outside, so I'm a little bit distracted right now, but all right, switch over to the questions. Like I said, I'll probably only be on here for about 45 minutes. I got to order food and all that jazz before my eating window's up. How we doing? Relief rally to 36K possible? I mean, it's possible. Like I said, if we can get back above 33,000, there is no resistance until like 41K. Doesn't mean that we won't see resistance newly formed, but in terms of past price action, there is no resistance. All right, and I'm just going based off of locals. I'm not going based off of the previous couple trends. What I'm looking at here is just this downtrend versus the uptrend that we're currently starting. All right, so if we see this, we can see we have downtrend, uptrend, downtrend. All right, so the only resistance in our way in terms of like local highs would be about 43,000, my bad. All right, now it is probably gonna be a struggle to get back about 33K, but besides that, that is a local low. So we have more of it, like if we can get above it, we have more of a chance of finding support off of it rather than getting rejected. But if we can't get above it, it can act as resistance. Do you factor in taker fees into your R&R calculator? No, they're very minuscule. Now, like if I'm using 1%, I'll use like 0.9% risk, which is technically 1% just because of the fees. But I just never really saw a reason in stressing over that. Because me, I'm not taking 1,000 trades a day. All right, so the maker fees, the taker fees are not really an issue for me. Why not go in here if we go up? it's not safe to do so. We can fall back down pretty easily right now. All right, now on Ethereum, you do have this larger ABC here, which technically, if we did come back down to it, you could use, all right, based off the ABC strategy, but it definitely was a safer bet to get the better entries with a stop loss further down away from the current price action. It's all up to you. All right, I don't enter just because we are going up. I enter because the market is showing me to be bullish when nobody really is paying attention. Just like how we shorted 45,000. All right, nobody was really short at that point in time. All right, but the market was showing us. It was getting a rejection. It was turning bearish. Most people don't like to face the truth. What am I going to eat? That's the cool thing about intermittent fasting. It's not so much about what you eat. Now, of course, like I'm taking like multivitamins and stuff, but I'm not like trying to go all vegetarian or all carnivore diet. We have a couple people on my Discord that are really into the carnivore diet, and I understand why. Like scientifically, it's pretty much the same exact thing as fasting, but there is a couple different negative side effects in terms of like you're missing out on some nutrients, and as well as that protein keeps you above the threshold for your body to trigger the hormones to eat fat a lot longer. It does give you more energy. That's truthful. But in terms of what I'm going for initially, which is fat loss, I need to dip below my insulin threshold in order for my body to trigger ketone production. So, I'm not really focused on eating one type of nutrient. Carbs, protein, fat, whatever my meal has. If you're going for weight loss, it's actually a lot better to eat carbs, which is weird. Just because like carbs, they come into your system, they spike your insulin and they spike it right back down. So it's not really good for like energy levels, but it's good for, getting your body to the point where it needs to go eat off of fat. Now, once after like 2 weeks, and like if you're largely insulin resistant, what's going to happen is like for the first 2 weeks, you might not feel exactly well, but as your insulin sensitivity comes back, you'll do better. You said intermittent fasting is not super healthy. Actually, calorie deficits are scientifically proven to be worse than intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is a natural part of life. Because same thing goes, after about 2 weeks, your body will lower its heartbeat and a bunch of different metabolic processes in order to fit your new BMR. So therefore, you have to start cutting calories again and again and again. What's shitty is I know the science behind it very well, but I've failed to put it into practice a couple times. There's been one time where I did very well, and this will be the next time. What's your philosophy on TP / re-entering longs on inverse perpetual like you did back in the previous bull market? That was the bull market, okay? Until the halvening hits and we start seeing the signs, ain't no reason whatsoever to try to do that. I know it's appetizing from what I've did in the past, but trust me, don't try to go that route. Now, if the market gives you a new place of confidence to go long from, and I'm talking new place of confidence, all right, not just some shitty 5-minute time frame thing, that's when you can go ahead and take profit on your long and use the new setup to your advantage going forward. But until that point, there's no reason to take profit. Intermittent fasting has so many other benefits besides fat loss. Your ketone production, which is way better for your brain, your energy levels are going to go crazy because of that once your insulin resistance falls off a cliff. The autophagy, which is the recycling, the eating of bad cells in your system. Basically uncongesting the network. Well, Nova, I appreciate the comments, but I'm going to do it my way. I've done it before and had very good results. Right now, I'm 203.8 pounds on May 30th. So we'll see how far I get. Target weight's about 165. When are you taking your long profit, Kite? I hate to say it, but predictable. Like I said, I am not taking profit on my longs until the market shows me to. I will update you when that time comes, but it's not even close. I don't even know yet. I know where I'm going to take probably some hedge trades, and I covered that. But in terms of where I'm taking profit, I don't know. I just don't know yet. I do short on inverse perpetual. There's no real advantage to shorting on inverse perpetual, actually quite the contrary. Alright, if you want to make money shorting, you should just have your entire portfolio in USDT. Alright, but the reason why you short on inverse perpetual is because you can, and it helps you maintain your dollar amount on your portfolio, but while increasing your coin amount, which at the end of the day, if we are starting to hit bottoms in the market, that's exactly what you want. All right, you want to add to your coin stack while, also slightly increasing your dollar stack. That way, when the market takes off as a whole, you're making money off the inverse perpetual margin, the profit that's coming in from the margin and the trade, and what's in the actual portfolio yourself. You're making profit about 3 to 4 different ways. How big was your account when you first started? It was about $1,000. I wrecked it all the way down to 400. I refilled it to 1,000. All right, so in total, I've put in $1,600 about 140-ish days ago, and we're up to $7,000. Well, 6.5, almost $7,000. I agree that intermittent fasting is hard for people to sustain. It depends on how hard they go in the beginning. So my method this time around, instead of going with like an 8-hour eating window at first, which gives me too much leeway, I'm going with a 4-hour eating window for 2 weeks to help my body get faster, help my body get adapted faster, right? Because it's all about insulin resistance, basically like pre-diabetic. Most people are. So that causes the weight to stay on even when you don't want it to, even if you do a calorie deficit. But if I can go ahead and get my insulin sensitivity back by using intermittent fasting to pretty much the extreme for about 2 weeks, then I can go to about a 6-hour eating window and make it easier to sustain for the long term. But for the first 2 weeks, it does suck because it's just that you're changing your habits, and that's hard for anybody to do. That's why, I'm glad I got my partner. It's always fun to have someone to like share the pain for a little bit until it gets good. Okay, what are the odds of an alien invasion being used as a route to global adoption of a single cryptocurrency to fund a one world effort to fight off aliens? Why are we fighting off aliens? The assumption would be that the aliens immediately were evil, which the only thing that we can compare it to is like whenever we talk about aliens, we're like, well, whenever you have a more technologically superior force that invades an inferior force, such as like Native Americans, which they weren't really inferior, it's just at a different point of technology. They had a lot more shit than we knew of. They tend to be assholes. But my thing is like, if there's actually aliens that can achieve like space travel, civilization can't get far enough under the premise of war. All right, you have to get rid of war if you want longevity, which means that the aliens, I would say, probably have an 8 out of 10 chance that they're actually good. So why are we fighting them? See what I'm saying? Is there a particular reason you don't trade with larger amounts, such as not feeling the pressure of large losses? I do trade with larger amounts, just not on public live streams, for various reasons. All right, security from government, security from people. People get jacked for their crypto. All right, so I'd rather just keep that off the air. All right, I think I prove what I can do through percentages, not necessarily big money dollar. All right, if I can take an account from $1,600 to $7,000 in just a couple months, I think that proves what I need to prove. I don't have to use big dollar amounts in order to do so. Now, I haven't got approved yet, but I did sign up for the Bybit trading competition in about 30 days. I don't know if we're going to get in. But one of the prerequisites is I think you have to have $1,000 or more in your portfolio. I think I might be restricting that to people in the Patreon. I got to verify some stuff from people to make sure that they're allowed in. Because I want people that have been trading ABCs for quite a long time and have had success with it. And I want to show that on the charts. From what I've read on the rules, about 80% of what determines if you win comes from the actual P&L in terms of percentage. And then 20% I think comes from the actual dollar amount that your group has made in total, which I don't necessarily agree with that, but I get why they're doing it. So we'll see. I'm not forcing anybody to like do it. I figured we'll give it a shot. I love Dr. Jason Fung. I've been watching him since I was 15 years old. The first time I did intermittent fasting for like a large span of time was when I was probably about 17 and a half. And I went from about 200 pounds down to about 160. And I felt fantastic. But unfortunately, I fell out of those habits. And it's always the social aspect that gets you. At the time, I was hanging out with a girl. So, 3 a.m. You want to go to Taco Bell? Of course. Which was a bad idea. Thoughts on increasing leverage deep in profit? Why? The only reason why you should increase your leverage when you're deep in profit is if you don't have enough margin to cover your other trades. Which, how many trades do you got going on at one time, bro, that you need to free up margin? All right, I still have a shit ton of margin left, and I'm in 4 trades right now. Or you just want to show off. You just want the percentages to look funny. That's the only reason why I think you would say that. How much of my portfolio is in inverse perpetual at this time? Pretty much all of it. I think I got about $1,000 in USDT, and about 300 of that is actual profit right now. But pretty much the rest of it is in inverse. Actually, let me check my email real quick and see if we did get accepted to that. I don't know if we did or not yet. Yeah, I'm not sure. I said they let me know in like 2 days. What's a Taco Bell? It's a bell that serves tacos. Ocean Blue, that's a good point. That's a good point. How long do you spend trading / charting each day? About an hour. Usually on the live streams now. Other than that, like, there's not much to do. Like, yeah, like, I'll have my chart open. I'll check on the trades from time to time, see what's going on. But, I really don't have to. Why not inverse LTC2 Kite? It was just, I was in kind of a rush. Like, as we were crossing with that 64, I realized I didn't have anything in inverse perpetual, so I just used what was left over in the USDT. Yeah, it sucks, but I figured I already got a large portion in Bitcoin and Ethereum, so I'm not too sad. Me and ADHD. Mr. Kite, good day, sir. Good day to you too. How you doing? If anyone here shit talks the Mexican pizza, I'll mute you. Oh, he's gone mad with power. I won't get in his way, guys. This is my job? This is my job. How about the Choco Taco? Sounds dirty. Getting tired of Twitter. It seems useless. Am I wrong? I don't use Twitter. I haven't ever. I made a Twitter back when I made this YouTube. I barely used it. I tried, but I didn't see the point. Like, the only time that I use Twitter is, like, let's say there is a candle that is unexplainable. All right, and it's only really happened like one time in the past year, and that was when LTC got hacked and they said they were partnering with Walmart. All right, I saw that on my chart and I go, okay. 99% of the time, I'll say the market do what it do. All right, but when I see a candle go absolutely berserk for no reason, I'm like, all right, let's go to Twitter, type in hashtag LTC and see what's happening. Hi, I just subbed. Since your strategy is super simple and I love how you have no indicators on how you confirm the entry and what's your favorite time frame. So I mean, I confirm the entry just by the setup that Price has given me. All right, so with Ethereum over here, we had a downtrend that broke into an uptrend. Once we got a lower low previous than this previous low right here. All right, once we come back above this line, that confirms my entry. If we come back down low enough, I get stopped out and I wait to see if we're gonna go further down or if we're gonna try to retest it again. My favorite time frame is probably about the 30-minute to hourly. All right, I'm using a 4K screen, so I can see a lot of price action on a 30-minute or an hourly chart. All right, if you have a 1080p, it's going to be slightly different. TP on your positions, which the sky is the limit, but what you thinking on ETH? Same thing. I don't know where I'm taking profit. The market has to show me what's up. All right. At the moment, it hasn't shown me jack. Are you cashing out every month as your salary? No, not really. I'm fortunate enough to have this YouTube channel. It didn't start off like that, but I share, like, if you go to my Patreon, like, I don't hide how much I'm making. A lot of people do. But I want to show that as I'm grateful. So the Patreon helps me pay my bills. And then, yeah, I do withdraw from the account sometimes whenever I want to get, like, something new. But for the most part, YouTube takes care of it. That's the one reason why I don't monetize my videos, is because the Patreon makes me enough. I can maintain like integrity. I don't have to do like sponsorships or anything like that. I can play the music that I find appropriate. You don't have to have advertisements. Now, what's weird is, does YouTube put advertisements on my live streams despite me not monetizing them? Anybody gotten an advertisement that doesn't have YouTube Red or ad blocker? Which is probably few and far between nowadays, but want to join your Patreon now? Don't join it now. Wait at least like 2 to 3 days. All right, because if you join it now, you'll get double charged, because you're gonna get charged up front and you're gonna get charged on the new billing cycle, which is the 1st. So sign up on Thursday if you want to sign up. But I've kept the price the same for forever, so. I'm a little late to this live stream, though, so I'm not sure if you're aware. The channel David Tech. I just talked to David in the Discord the other day. I appreciate his efforts very much. I'm glad. Yeah, because I would have an issue. If I didn't monetize the live streams and they still played advertisements on them, that would be fricked up. Cheers, Kite. Any particular reason for certain coins? Just asking, as most coins have ABCs currently running. The more liquidity that's in a market, that means that there's more people trading that have different styles than you. All right, if you're trading a very low liquidity coin and say everybody in this live stream just started trading it and used the same exact entry, same exact stop losses, some crazy stuff would happen on that coin, all right? Because it only takes one person to buy enough to like stop out our shorts, and then we'll see a gigantic candle to the upside because everybody just got stopped out at the same time. That's why like Bitcoin and Ethereum, if you're gonna trade, you should be using that. All right, because there's so much liquidity in those markets. There's people taking breakout trades. There's people taking indicator trades. There's people taking trades for many different reasons. So people that are taking trades only because of ABCs are few and far between. You know, so we have a better win ratio with those coins. There's less chop, so to speak. All right, KDA, for example, low liquidity coin on Bybit, got stopped out 20 times. All right, BTC and Ethereum, I probably got stopped out 5-10 times altogether. I don't know, but definitely nowhere close to KDA. I place my stop loss off of arbitrary numbers. All right, so if this is why I want to get into my trade, I simply go, all right, I don't need to use candlesticks or anything down here to tell me when to get out. I just get out if it comes back down a certain amount. You can set up whatever you like. You don't have to copy me. All right, typically I use 1%. If the market is hella choppy, I might increase it slightly. Like with Ethereum, I increased it to 1.75%. But other than that, I keep everything the same. Hey Kite, can you show us on ETH what you would be looking for edge short? Yeah. So if at the same point in time that we see Bitcoin put in a higher high at 31,411, I'm going to be judging it based off of this level right here, 2174. Now, like I said, ETH is really weird right now. All right, so if you look at Ethereum USD, you can see that we did not put in a lower low. All right, so in this case scenario, all right, this would be an A, this would be a B, and this would be a C, and we could take a short off of 2170. All right, but if we look at Ethereum USDT, that's backwards. All right, this would be our A. Oh my goodness. There we go. All right, this would be our A. This would be our B and this would be our C. All right, so what will probably happen by the time that we get up to 2170 is we might see something like this. You can see this is just a clear, straight uptrend. All right, so we might continue a little bit, see a rejection, maybe come back down and retest this level right here of about 1900, and then see another higher high. All right, so depending on how price action works out, because I don't know how it will, all right, I'm either going to be forced to use this local high and pretend like it's legitimate because of the USD number, or if we do form a new ABC such as this that I'm laying out here, all right, I can use that as my short entry. All right, like I said, even though I will be going short on assets in the future, it is a hedge. I'm still macro long. All right, because if we can get back above 2150, that's where the local low of this uptrend right here is. All right, and you can see the ABC on that is massive. All right, so what I'm anticipating and the why I took these longs down here is because we have the combination of macro local lows from right here that can allow us to find support to hopefully get back above 2150 and 33,000, completing macro ABC structures. And you can see on the smaller time frames we had ABC structures to signify the end of wave C. Now, is it true? Is it actually happening? To be determined. All right, we have to get back above 2170, 2150, and 33K for me to really be confident. But at this moment in time, things are looking good. All right, the US 100 and the SPY have kind of led that way. It's the same exact setup. All right, and it was telling us kind of to be bullish beforehand. So we had downtrend, uptrend, downtrend. The local low of 13,000-ish. All right, is where we have to get back above. You can see we're testing that now. All right, and at the end of the C wave, what did we have? All right, we had downtrend, uptrend, downtrend. All right, right here. You can see that could have been an entry if you were playing on the SPY. Oh, this is the US 100, my bad. All right, the SPY, same exact thing. All right, we had an ABC signifying the end of the C wave, larger macro ABC setup, and we are currently past the A. The markets are bullish right now. Now, it might only be for a retest. To me, it really doesn't matter. How to find bias? What type of ABC do you have? That's how I find my bias. If it's a long ABC, I have a long bias. Now, if I have a long ABC that is like sitting right up against a like macro resistance, maybe a little bit different of a story. All right, but it's all dependent. It's like right here, for example, I took a short based off of this ABC setup right here. We had A, B, C. All right, so I took a short from here, but at the same time, I was holding a long from right here. All right, so once the market put in this setup right here, A, B, C, I let go of my long because now I had a new place of confidence to get back into the market if the market was going to continue going up. But the probability was always to the downside no matter what. Once you have a ABC that is larger than the one that you initially took, which was this one right here, all right, at that point, you are working against the probability. So the probability was to the downside mathematically from like an inflation standpoint and mathematically from a resistance standpoint, just the market telling us that from the structures that we're seeing. All right, but there's always like that chance that things reverse. So that's where I hopped out of my long, and I would have gotten back into it if we did happen to come back above that A. But you can see this is one of those positions where the long ABC is working into macro resistance. So it could have been a bad time, but that's the price we pay. All right, fortunately, it just dropped off a cliff. I took my profit, we fell, and I was making money off of the short at that point. I held that short all the way from 45,400 all the way down to like 27 grand. Or maybe even further, like 26. I'm not sure. No, it was 27. And once again, like it's all about understanding your macro. So even though this was a gigantic pattern, all right, and would be considered a macro pattern, there's stuff that's bigger than this as well, right? So right here, I can say, all right, I have a downtrend that is going into an uptrend, right? So I can find a theoretical top of this uptrend using this ABC. Now we're looking to retest at least 33,000, all right? Because we're trying to go put in a lower low and form a bigger ABC, right? It's all about envisioning what can happen and what is most likely to happen. Obviously, as time progresses, things can change, but it's about just working with the market, making smart decisions. That's all it is. Not giving into greed or fear. Just relax, let the market do what it does, and then make the best decision you can at the time. And sometimes you have to forego profit for security. It's just the way of the land. Gnarly. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Hope you're doing well too. I don't know how many people can be in the team. Kite, if I'm not stacking coins and I'm shorting on inverse, would it be better to short with USDT? Yeah. If you're macro bearish right now, why are you holding coins? Because then when the price goes down, you're losing value. If you're trading on inverse perpetual and you expect upside, and I'm talking, if you're going to be in USDT, you need to be macro bearish. I'm talking, you need to be saying like stuff like we're going to 15K. All right. Otherwise, why are you freaking out and jumping in USDT for a small pullback? That's my question. Kite, can you take a poll? Let's find things out. What kind of poll? How do you know that the big C wave is completed in this case? It's not. Until we get back above 33,000 or 2150, it's not. All right, but on the smaller time frames within the C wave, we do have completed ABCs pointing towards the upside, which can get us back above 33K and 2150. It's not about like everything has to be 100%. It's about finding an edge. All right, the market's telling us that we can be bullish at this moment in time. We have the bullish macro ABCs. We just need to get back above those levels and we're good to go. If you're not willing to take chances when things are a little bit iffy, and at that point, you're still using good risk, so if things do fail, you're not really losing much. All right, but it puts you in such an advantageous position when things really do start to get going. Everybody else is going to be running like a chicken with their head cut off, while you're sitting pretty from a good position that you planned on, right? Now, like I said, it's not that it's going to work out 100%. It's that you're finding a small sliver of an edge and running with it. Just like we did at 45,400. I took those shorts because the market was telling me to do so. All right, I took some long hedges in between. Did they work out properly? Not really. But everybody else was looking for bottom. All right, I was too. I was looking for retests, but I had those macro shorts carrying me all the way through. Did I know that we were going to drop so fast all the way down to 25K? No. All right, but I took the opportunity the market gave me when it did, and I rode it until there was no more. It's not about, don't get stuck in the literal. All right, the only thing you should literally care about is your risk management. Everything else, all right, try to envision what the market could be, what you want to see from the market, and then from there, use the risk management to your advantage to let things work out in your favor if they do. Stream Doctor, just saying hi. Thanks, Kite. David Tech, YouTuber, compliments you frequently. Yeah, we're good friends. I appreciate him very much. I definitely do appreciate the popularity he's brung to ABCs. I don't really like those polls. BTC go up, BTC go down. I hope that Like, I do feel like we're going to range a little bit for the next week or so. But at the same time, if we can get back about 2150, 33K, have a slight pop above that, come back down and solidify support off of it, I think we'll be ranging quite a while from there as well. Oh, that's going to be a resounding yes. And I swear to goodness me, if one person says no, have I tracked the stats of my edge over time? Not really, because I'm a lazy piece of shit. All right, but I track it through the challenge portfolios. I started with $1,600, and so far there's nothing, absolutely nothing has changed about the strategy over the last couple of months. Maybe the way I take profits slightly, but that's really like after I busted the account anyways. So it's provably profitable. At one point, I did track it for 2 months, which is not necessarily enough to really say that it's good statistics. But at that time, I had a 22% win ratio with an average of a 9 R&R whenever I did win. Who said no? Who said it? Who said it? The band hammer's about to come out. Right, guys. I'm probably going to sign off for today. It's been 52 minutes. I said I was going to be out of here at 45. I got to order food, get my day started. I have a long 2 weeks in front of me, and then hopefully another couple months after that. But I appreciate you very much, and I'll see you guys shortly. I should see you guys tomorrow. Like I said, Tuesdays and Thursdays, I don't really like rush the time. I might get on late in the evening. I might get on early in the morning. It depends on what happens with my body. But we'll see. But Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'll try to be as close as possible to like 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you can look for me then. But all right, guys. Gonna head off. All right, I'm probably gonna play more Marlon Craft. He's the person I played at the beginning of the live stream today. His new album's out, so if you need something new to listen to and you like his music, go for it. I'm gonna play The Buckle. If I haven't already, let's check. I have not. Oh, AZTV. I appreciate you, man. I do. I don't always agree with you, but I appreciate you nonetheless. What can you say about Crypto and the moon? No comment. All right, guys. I'm going to load this up. We're going to do the thing. Forgive the messiness today. All right. The one good thing about having shorter hair is I can just wake up and get on live stream and at least look somewhat decent. All right. Beforehand, it was scraggly. All right. So it's got its advantages. Most definitely. All right. Let's do this. Bye.
Live from the beginning of the end of days. Could feel the doom all on my head, word to metal face. Let us stray, collectively believing we'll have hell to pay. Underneath the apathies, the empathy that went away. I never hesitate to roll the boulder up the mountain shoulder. Keeping hope for days I'll see the view atop when I get older. If certain that we lose, I think it's best we play. Cause neither you or I are bigger than the game. What's it mean to do it for the culture? For the judgment of the people that you close to. I got the spirit and I got the juice, I'm a mimosa. But I'll be a former pro before I let the former go. How I make the profit by being an oracle. How I shape the optics by leaving the story told. How my skin is disc clean with a gory soul. I like to think the more we know, then the more we grow. Became of age in a world that's falling apart. We're good at steps range when everything's a shot in the dark. Got to know myself and it wasn't a walk in the park. Used to want the glamour, now all I want's a walk in the park. Finally love me, naturally wanna get me out of harm's way. So how I'm supposed to reconcile our fate? Late stage capitalistic decline, division and lies, sickness of mind, clocks ticking on our time here. What's the point? That's what our actions all screaming to me. I think we all playing emotionally dumb, hoping to be numb more than what we'd hope we would become. Like the hope that when we's young we all hope we'd overcome. So how to grow up and not lose that. Remain undefeated even when I lose, Jack. Whether toasting cheers or drowning in the booze, Jack. I'm trying to live for me, I'm more than what I produce, facts. I'm trying to live for you too. Realize there's no such thing as a lose-lose. Cause you could keep your honor if you choose to. We always got a choice, and I choose me and choose you. I choose to care, remove despair, improve and bear witness to whatever limits of my fitness is. How I'm gonna be free, WWE. Keep fighting even if it's scripted, to the finish.
Remember the story you always tell about when I was reaching?
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah, the buckle. Yeah, we had this wicker trunk that it had it had like a gold lock, that hung down like that. And you could knock it and make it go up and down, up and down. And I'd put you on the ground on the blanket and you'd be laying on your stomach, and you'd just be trying to get that buckle, man. For like a long time. That's when I knew that you were like, persistent.
Send on that tweet about what you about to do. The beauty of your moment, it get less valuable. My stock rising, but be careful how they value you. Cause I have trouble keeping breath at high altitudes. And they make judgments, but when I be alone, it just be me and myself. It don't be me and my attributes. So I've been trying to find my soul. Use my mind to find the gold. Use my heart to find my goals. I hope that my prime is old. Cause that don't mean I ain't stopped growing. I see it's thickening, but it's clear now the plot's slowing. Every meeting that I'm in feel like stop motion. I see the intention behind all of the moves they make. Yeah, just know the path to real is through the fake. Yeah, so I've been finding peace in it. Yeah, and the moment that I let it go, I no longer gotta deal with it. Yeah, and I've been looking now, looking around, motherfucking now. Tell me what's up. They could try to put me down, pick me, but they can never lift me up. Friends on my back say good, nah, you must have mistook me for tough. I just don't quit, I just won't quit, no, no, no. Used to play make-believe, now we the only ones we gotta make believe. Used to play make-believe, now I'm the only one. Answers are impermanent, questions are forever. Resisting emotions be like trying to make corrections to the weather. You be better off watching, learn how to tell when rain coming and how to lessen the droppings. But like, I could care less who is popping. Well, that's a lie, and that I care who we believe. Rather sing the truth alone than go caroling with thieves. Cause what we think we want don't compare to what we need. I raise hell for tranquility. Pain symphonies play vividly. They get to be free, they get to be bliss. They don't carry the care, I'm in the wariest wear, and that shit get exhausting. But I got no one to blame but me. The peace exists underneath where the anger be. The closer I get to what angers me, the further I am away from me. Yeah. good, nah, you must have mistook me for tough. I just don't quit, I just won't quit, no, no, no. Used to play make-believe, now we the only ones we gotta make believe. Used to play make-believe, now I'm the only one.